Hello friends, welcome to MK Mobile. We got some stuff about the update, courtesy of Man With No Game. Thank you so much for sharing these details. We have Klassic Nightwolf, we have both characters, full details, and also we got all the new gear. So in this video, I'm going to go through it, and we're going to see if these characters are actually good or not. And let me just tell you, the Klassic Nightwolf, I'm so excited for the character itself. I love his look. He's very nostalgic for me. But I also would be so happy if he was actually good. I know he's a gold card, but I heard things about his passive that makes me think that he might be actually very useful. Let's take a look. So his special attacks, he has nothing on special 1. Special 2 has shield break. So special 3 is fire. For a gold card, not terrible. Passive. Spirit Wrath. Basic attack. Add Might. Granting Klassic Nightwolf 7% basic attack damage boost and increasing power generation by 2%. Might lasts 2 seconds and stacks up to 12 times. Interesting. If Nightwolf is hit, then 1 stack of Might is removed. Okay, so with each hit, he gets Might for 2 seconds up to 12, so it's going to be very difficult to get that high. At 10 stacks or more, Nightwolf can use All Might to apply Spirit Wrath to the opponent for 12 seconds, while under Spirit Wrath, opponent has their debuffs, resistance, or reflect ignored, and is additionally struck by lightning. Oh my god! That poor opponent. No, but seriously, this actually seems to be pretty good. Now, I'm trying to understand, if each Might lasts only 2 seconds, in order to stack 10 of them at the same time, you need to somehow land 10 hits within 2 seconds. That doesn't seem possible. And that's considering if they don't have any resistance at all. This is curious. I'm very curious about this. Unless there's other ways to get Might, which there probably is. Let's read the rest of his passive. Team passive. Classic teammates, including Nightwolf, deal 15% damage with fire and lightning attacks and have 20% all special attacks unblockable chance. Okay, so this is going to make Classic Rain very powerful because of his... so, Classic Raiden, Classic Nightwolf combo seems to be very OP. I'm excited to try it out. Oh wait, that is all. That is his whole passive. It's not terrible. I'm gonna be honest. Not terrible at all. I kind of like it. It could be better. It could be better. For a gold card, it's pretty good. But I don't see him replacing any other cards. But I'll definitely get him to Fusion X with my Fusion Up cards because I love the way he looks. And from the trailer, I like the way he plays. So this is going to be my for fun character. I will definitely try him out in Soak teams. But I feel like Fujin with his Hurricanes is probably going to be more effective than just 15% increase on lightning attacks. Wait, does it mean that Raiden will deal 15% more damage on his Tekken attacks? Gonna test out 2? I doubt it, but that seems interesting. Alright, let's move to the next one. We got Frost. First of all, love her design. She looks incredible. She has Weaken, Cripple, and Team Frostbite on the X-Ray. Okay, she's martial artist Spec Up. Since when is she Spec Up? Okay. Cryostasis. Let's take a look at that. While MK11 Frost is active. Team Freeze Impulse extra attack every 15 seconds. She charges Time Freeze Impulse. Okay, why suddenly all of the characters recently, they have this new bar that they need to charge for having some extra attacks? I mean, I don't hate it. It's just an interesting choice. Activation of the Impulse grants her 20% of her maximum health and power and drastically slows the time around her for 6 seconds. Ooh, now that is unique. Each hit of the opponent affected by the impulse applies stacking kinetic effect. When the time flows returns to normal, the opponent receives additional damage based on the amount of the kinetic stack. Special attack started while the impulse is active. Apply Team Frostbite for 7 seconds. Holy moly, let's digest this. This is a lot. Alright, so let's read this again more slowly and trying to understand. While she's active, she charges time freeze impulse every 15 seconds. So just for being active, okay. Activation of the impulse grants her 20% of her maximum health and power. So it heals her and gives her power, and drastically slows the time around her for 6 seconds. So every 15 seconds you can slow the time down for 6 seconds. I wonder what the slowing down of time means. Does it slow her as well? Does it just apply slow on both characters? Does it mean that the debuffs last longer? Or since the time is slow, the debuffs will still do the same damage over that time? This is very... There's so many things that this could do or affect or not affect. Like if it affects dots, so for example, dots will last longer because the time is slower, but then it only matters if the dots will deal the damage at the same rate. But if the rate of them dealing damage will slow as well, it's not gonna really do anything. So if both characters slow because the time slows, it says around her, so I'm guessing she would still be fast. Does it mean if any debuffs on her, they're not gonna slow? Like, I don't know what this means. How is it good? How can we use this? What is the benefit of this? That is very confusing. Each hit on the opponent affected by the impulse applies stacking kinetic effect. So for those 6 seconds, every hit you land applies kinetic effect. When the time flows returns to normal, the opponent receives additional damage based on the amount of kinetic stacks. So the more hits you land on them while the time is slow, the more damage they're gonna take. I wonder how, like, we can't judge because we don't know how much damage. And special attacks that you do while the impulse is active applies Team Frostbite. Now that seems powerful, but you only get one of these every 15 seconds. I don't know, this feels all very clunky, all of it together. It seems like it's going to be nearly impossible to have precise control over and actually make it do something useful, but I could be wrong. Team passive. MK11 teammates gain 25% chance to apply freeze and combo enders. That is pretty interesting. Triberg and Spec Ops teammates gain 15% speed and 25% critical chance boost. Tribergs? Who's gonna play Tribergs with her? All characters in Frost's team deal 20% damage with ice stacks. What is ice stacks? Oh, ice attacks! Oh my god, I cannot read. So, neither Triberg or any Spec Ops have any ice attacks as far as I know. So you need to have either Sub-Zeros, either Triberg, either Spec Ops, either MK11 characters, unless you're playing with MK11 Sub-Zero. I feel like MK11 Sub-Zero will have a little... Wait, does MK11 Sub-Zero even freeze? I don't think he does. What the hell? Her team passive seems to be so disjointed. It's like you have to pick. You cannot just have a team where that would benefit significantly. And there's not that many MK11 Spec Op characters. What? Am I missing something? Why? I feel like this passive is complete trash. I could be wrong. Men with No Game said that Frost is going to be a great partner for Homelander, and I'm trying to understand why. I guess if she is the mother, while she is active, she can be accumulating the points for Homelander and also applying all of this stuff. I guess there could be some synergy, but honestly, I'm not as impressed as I thought I would be. Guess we're going to have to find out. I see there's so many ifs and buts about her passive, so I'll be able to judge her completely after I actually get my hands on her. But let's take a look at the gear. We got Fujin friendship gear. By the way, speaking of gear, I think the best piece of gear in this game is actually Frost's rare armor. It's an armor with basic attack unblockable chance. That sounds crazy. That's the only armor in the game that has block breaker, which means you can stack block breaker even better now. She also gains critical hit chance boost at Fusion X, and Frostbite is increased by combo energy. Are we sure this is armor? I feel like maybe there's been some glitch and somehow it shows up as an armor even though it's a weapon. Why would they make an armor with basic attack and blockable chance? I hope I'm wrong. I would love to have an armor like this, but knowing NetherRealm, there might be some kind of a glitch and it's actually going to end up being a weapon. Alright, friendship. Fujin. Gear. Let's take a look. Wind of Rebellion. 30% chance to steal 2% of opponent's max power on basic attacks. Okay, stealing power on basic attacks, that's pretty good. Achieving 80% on any special attack gives strengthen for 10 seconds. Achieving 90% applies death mark as a bonus for 10 seconds. Oh my god. That part I like. I think that it's about time they start rewarding doing good on minigames because it mostly doesn't really matter anymore. Yeah, this is good. I will absolutely take that. I never reached 90% plus, but now I might actually try. Fujin. Any successful special 1 applies snare for 20 seconds. Fujin's first 3 special attacks, 1 per match, deals 60% more damage, and snare he applies is unresistible. Oh my. Nobody can resist Fujin. Okay, special 1 with a guaranteed snare? That's insane. And you cannot resist it for the first 3. And 60% extra damage. Fujin's special 1 is actually... Wait, do we care about his special 1? I mean, if it has snare, imagine how powerful he is going to become in Team Soak teams. Right now, we rely only on Classic Smoke, Classic Rain, snare on special 2. That's an extra source of snare that we can do. That's insane. That's really good. Of course, we get the Friendship, 15% chance to gain invulnerability for 5 seconds before any incoming special attacks and stun the opponent for 3 seconds. 15% chance. That doesn't seem very powerful. I mean, it's good. I think we have another piece of gear that does a similar thing. This one also stuns your enemy. I mean, it's good. 15% chance is not going to be super useful. I wish it was at least... I mean, I guess if it was any higher, it would be too OP. I guess it's good. Okay. Fujin's rare epic piece, I like. I think it's pretty good. Let's take a look at his rare piece. Look at this art. This art is incredible. It's rated in Fujin. Aw, so little babies. Okay. Wind of Memories, 50% opponent unblockable attack chance reduction. Okay, that's not bad. 60% chance to apply Oblivion on successful special 2. Alright. 3 times per Tegan, when user applies Oblivion, they heal 10% of max health. 10%! I mean, once again, Fujin in Team Soak teams, you're going to be taking a lot. So if he can get a little heal and you have a chance to apply Oblivion. But then look, you get special 1 that applies guaranteed snare and then special 2 that applies Oblivion. So, like, how do you choose? I guess you have a choice if you have both pieces. I wish both of them did something on special 2 or on special 1. But overall, I think this is not a terrible piece of gear. I've definitely seen worse. Let's take a look at Takeda Brutality Gear. So, just a quick reminder. To use Takeda's Brutality Gear, you're gonna need either to ascend the Gold Takeda, which is funny, or use Ronin Takeda, which is even more funny. Nobody will ever use Takeda's Brutality. That's a shame. So that kind of already takes away so many points from this gear just because nobody will ever want to use it. But in any case, Takahashi's Gauntlets. On Tekken gain Sneak Attack for 20 seconds. Oh, I like me as nice Sneak Attack. 70% chance to apply Shield Break for 10 seconds after any special attack. Okay. If it does trigger, if this special attack is successful, apply Team Shield Break for 10 seconds. I don't get it. So if you... Wait. Am I reading this right? First of all, why is it so... Can you explain this to me? You have 70% chance to do action A. Then, if you successfully do action A, then instead do action B. Why not just say 70% chance to do action B, which is apply Team Shield Break for 10 seconds? I don't get it. They should have just said 70% chance to apply Team Shield Break for 10 seconds. Am I crazy? What am I missing? Alright, let's see Takeda's ability. Takeda had 75% chance to gain luck and combo enter for 10 seconds. Oh my god, Takeda is about to get lucky. With any luck is active. He applies curse before any special attack. That could actually significantly increase his damage, but you need to have good damage to begin with, so I don't know about this. Successful special attacks additionally deal 15% of damage to all teched out opponents. If any opponent is also affected by Shield Break, Despair is applied on the opponent. Like, they're trying so desperately to make Takeda relevant. But I don't think this gear is enough. I mean, it's a cool piece of gear. I really like the beginning. The tech attack, the sneak on Tekken could be useful against assassin teams. But I feel like sneak attacks are not really needed unless you have a assassin team that is immune to dots. In that case, this gear is going to be OP. But if there's a team that is not immune to dots, dots are going to be better than sneak attacks 10 out of 10 times. So this has very niche use, but at least I can see some very useful scenarios. So I would say it's a good piece. Then, look how desperately they want to make Takeda look cool. He doesn't look this cool in the game. He looks like a donkey. 60% basic attack damage boost. Gained regeneration upon successful tag out. Yeah, run away and heal, you little boy. For 7 seconds. Gain 80% max power on each block breaker attack. I mean, that is not great. Like, the gears themselves are not terrible, but I, first of all, would not use them on Takeda because, in my opinion, Takeda is just not redeemable. No amount of gear can make him good, especially not this gear. I would love to be able to get regeneration on Take Out. This would be very powerful for crypts, if you need to heal between rounds. Getting extra power is always good. Basic attack boost also can be very useful. I think, depending on what it is... Oh, this is its accessory. I think it's great. I think it's a great piece of gear for anyone except Takeda. I hope his brutality is good because nobody will ever see it. Anyway, I think the strength of this update is in its bug fixes and hopefully giving players better, more stable experience when playing the game. The gear is alright. We don't know how we're actually going to be able to get it. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a new tower, so is it going to be crypt exclusive again? Then I probably will never see it because I don't really play crypts anymore. Maybe I should. I will probably play the weeks that this gear is in the shop just so I can get the new gear to test it out. And let's see if the crypts get nerfed or buffed this update. A lot of people said that they got nerfed a lot. So we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more MK Mobile. And I'll see you later, gamers. Take care.